we met a Balisong expert in the Philippines. Known as the butterfly knife in English, the Balisong holds deep cultural roots in Filipino heritage, and we were lucky enough to learn about it with Ron, a Balisong expert in the Philippines. Ron shared extensive knowledge with us about these knives and graciously allowed us to try our hand at practicing various techniques. Keep watching to find out how we did. Make sure to check out Ron's Facebook page, link in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm here with my new friend Ron, the owner of Kultura ng Balisong. So what's the history with the Balisong? And they're originally from the Philippines, right?
A lot of people, especially Filipinos, tend to think it originated in the Philippines. Some people tend to think it originated in France or Spain. And when the Philippines were conquered by Spain, that technology was brought over here. But what we do know is that at the turn of the 20th century, around like the late 1800s, early 1900s, the Filipino Balisong was starting to emerge in the Philippines and really revolutionized the technology. This kind of technology, where there was two handles and a pivot point, and where the knife folds into the two handles. When it was invented in France and Spain, I believe it was the similar technology, but you couldn't flip it with one hand. The Filipinos revolutionized it and then made it to where it was flippable with one hand. It was actually one of our first utility knives. So if you imagine a Filipino that was working in the farm back in the day, and he was holding like a bushel or something in one hand, and he needed to get his pocket knife out, and to be able to open it, he'd be able to do that with a Balisong with one hand.
So it was all for utility originally.
Yeah, and then eventually, you know, with the people using it for not so good stuff, you know, outside of the farms,
right.
Over the years, over the decades, it started getting a bad rap, which is why our organization, we're trying to change the culture of the Balisong and bring back this part of our Filipino heritage.
My second beginner's Tagalog course is now available. I am so excited to share with you what I've learned after speaking Tagalog for nearly a decade in this second volume of my beginner's Tagalog course. I'm not interested in teaching you anything that you can't actually use in conversation with Filipinos. This course is all about helping you gain useful vocabulary and essential grammar points so that you can actually express yourself in Tagalog. I know what it's like to feel overwhelmed and intimidated by the idea of jumping into learning a new language. But trust me, you can do it, and I'm here to help you. Click the first link below to get started. Now, back to the video.
So I've been practicing the Balisong for like 30 years. I was born and raised in San Francisco Bay Area. I have a brother named Dennis who's 9 years older than me. I was 13 years old. I remember he came over to the house and he was like, hey, I want to show you something. And he busted out in his back pocket with a Balisong. You know, I was just so fascinated by it, and it just definitely left an impression on me. You know, whenever my mom would come to the Philippines, she would always ask me what I wanted for her to bring back, and it was just always a Balisong, right? And so over the years, I ended up building a collection of Balisongs. These are all handmade in the province of Batangas. So these are original, authentic Filipino handmade Balisongs.
So those are the ones that you would sell through your company as well?
Yeah, we actually have a few like this one that we're going to be releasing on May 29th, both here in the Philippines and in the United States. And then we have other designs like this one as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. If you want to
Yeah.
hold that one. That one's a trainer blade. You can tell by the hole designs in the blade.
Okay.
So we're making sharp ones, and we're also making trainer ones just so people can practice safely.
So it seems like the Balisong has a really long history. What is its cultural significance today in the Philippines?
Man, that's a great question. The thing about the Balisong is that there's so many subcultures to it, right? It became popularized in the Philippines because of the technology and how they developed the technology of being able to flip it open with one hand. It wasn't until World War II when the American GIs that were stationed in the Philippines were introduced to the balisongs. And then they were fascinated by it, and they ended up taking it back to their home in the United States. And then from there, over the years, it just really started developing a following. It became really popular in the States, like around the 70s, 80s, 90s. I grew up in that era, the 80s, 90s. There was a lot of movies that had the balisong in it, especially Chris Carpenter movies. But it was always a bad guy that, you know, would flip it open and, you know. And,
like a gangster type kind of that would whip it out.
Exactly, right? It was always just how fast you can flip it, right? And how intimidating you can look with it, right? We're trying to change the perception of like the Filipino balisong, bring it back to the Filipino culture and to the rest of the world. Right?
Yeah, because there's nothing intrinsically more dangerous about a balisong versus any other knife, right?
Exactly. If you can tell the lawmakers that,
yeah, I'll let them know.
Yeah,
I'll call them up for you. Yeah, you even got some ink, a balisong tattoo.
Yeah, I actually just got this finished. This balisong specifically, my mom gave to me when I was 16 years old.
Wow.
It's like my absolute favorite.
Tell me a little bit about your brand. When did you guys get started with Kultura ng Balisong?
KNB stands for Kultura ng Balisong. It's an organization that I founded a few years ago. I've been doing nonprofit management work for over 20 years back in the San Francisco Bay Area. So I decided to take that knowledge of developing and building nonprofit organizations and applying it to the Filipino handmade balisong. Our mission is to preserve and revolutionize the art, the culture, and the industry of the Filipino handmade balisong. Balisong actually means, balet means broken, and then song comes from the word songay, which is the horn, so it's like broken horns. It's always taken different materials and repurposed them to be able to make a balisong. So like broken horns, broken bones that they would scavenge in the back of the butcher shops.
Yeah.
They would take railroad spikes. They would just use all of these different materials that they'd be able to repurpose to be able to make a balisong, and they still make it the same way today.
You obviously know your stuff. I'm excited to learn a little bit more about these and try it out for myself.
And I'm going to be able to teach you, right?
You're going to teach us some techniques, right?
Nice. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect, yeah.
We'll have to start you with a double-sided blade. Like
Extra
the best
sharp?
Extra sharp.
Yeah, the
Extra
biggest
sharp.
one you got, the better.
Yeah, with the aerials.
Yeah.
With the aerials to go with
Sure,
it.
sure, yeah. Whatever you need. Backflip, I got it.
With the backflip. Catch it in your mouth. Perfect.
Yeah,
Very basic.
do you have any that you can light on fire? That one might.
So let me just teach you the basics real quick.
Yes.
So there's two handles to a balisong, the one without a lock and the one with a lock. The one with the lock is the bite handle, because if you hold it and it closes on your hands, this is the trainer so I can do this, it'll bite your fingers off, right? So the one without the lock is the safety handle. This is the one that you're going to hold all the time for now. So I'm going to give you that. You'll want to hold the safety handle. Are you left-handed, right-handed?
Right-handed.
Right-handed? Great.
Yeah.
So we're holding the safety handle in our right hand. You're going to be holding the sides of the handle like that. So when you close it, you're holding the sides of the handle just like that, right? So that this is loose. So we're going to do the first flip is going to go over the hand. Yep, just like that. Good job bending your wrist, right? So that it doesn't hit. And then we're going to rotate it 180 degrees down and then flip over your hand again. Yep. And then now we're going to pull it open into itself. Yep. So now it's open, right? It was just closed, now it's open. Right?
Okay.
So now we're going to do the same steps but backward. So we're going to go flip it over our hand again. Yep. Bend the wrist once again. We're going to rotate it down half a turn and then flip over our hand again and then close it into itself. Right? You're going to want to move your fingers so that it doesn't get caught. Yep. So we're going to do that again.
Yeah.
We're going to go flip,
Flip.
flip,
Oops.
and then
What did I do wrong?
Yep. It's just here. Yep.
Yeah.
It should be right here. Yep. And then open. There you go.
Okay.
Yep. You got it. You got it.
That's
And
fun. That is fun. I see what you mean. It is like
a fidget spinner.
it's like kind of like flipping a pen as well.
Exactly.
It's kind of the same idea.
Exactly. Let's try that
Okay.
a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Flip, flip, open.
Oh, I did it the
You
other.
did a full turn.
Yeah, I see yours is open and mine is
Yeah.
closed. Like that,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. You're ready to rob somebody.
Let's go. This is really fun. Yeah, I could see how you could get addicted to doing this.
Yeah.
You want to give it a try, Ryan?
You'll want to hold it like more like right there, and then keep your fingers flat like that. Yeah. There you go. So we're gonna go flip over your hand, right? And then you're gonna rotate clockwise since it's left hand, and then flip over your hand again. Don't turn your hand too much. Yep, right there. Yep. And then flip over your hand again, and then flip it over. Yep, you got it. Yep. See how that range? Yep, you got it. See how that feels different?
Yeah, it
right?
does. It's got like motion to it.
That, yep, yeah, that momentum. You're controlling that momentum, right? One more time. We're gonna do flip, flip. Okay, here we go. Flip, flip. You got it. Oh, okay, and then flip, flip, and then close. Good job.
Watch out, guys. Ryan is a dangerous man now.
I wanted to give both of y'all. It's actually the last two that we have. It's these water bottles that we got made.
Oh, wow.
With the Kultura ng Balisong logo on it. I want to give you one of
Thank
those.
you so much, Ron.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
These are our own 3D printed Balisongs, so they're plastic, but it's got good weight because it has the washers in the plastic blade part, and then it has screws on both ends of the handle so that it has good weight.
Oh, no way.
Right? So these are legal. You can actually bring these back home with y'all to New York and to Canada. I want to give that to you.
Oh my
And then
gosh, dude.
Ryan, I'm gonna open this up. Ryan.
Thank you so much,
There
man.
you
I
go.
appreciate it. This
And the
is so
kids.
generous of you. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah, all
amazing.
good.
Thank you, man. Thank
Yeah,
you so
yeah.
much.
All good.
Thank
These
you.
are awesome.
Yeah.